Kenyans might find it tedious. That's a good idea. We did not have environment.
Who am I?
So eyes on me.
I'm very happy to be here. I know we have had several discussions with you, Peter, right from in Egypt, Sharm el-Sheikh. Absa, we have interacted in our tree growing activities. Same to KCB, the Council of Governor, we have been quite engaged with the Council of Governors, trying to work out a collaboration framework. So it's really, I'm really happy to see us here today in Kijabe and not in a boardroom, because I always say that some of the discussions we are doing here normally happen in boardrooms, but we need to get out of boardrooms and get things happening in this country. And top of the list is the conservation efforts and making our initiative to green our country a reality. I congratulate you, Safaricom, again for bringing us here today, and just listening to the number of initiatives that you are putting in place to go towards a net zero organization by 2050. That really accounts for something. And the whole question about carbon emissions reduction, this will go a long way also helping this country meet our obligations around the nationally determined contributions to reduce our emissions as part of the global action. And today being the day that we want to sign a collaborative framework around climate action is of great importance for me. So allow me to just gloss over a speech. It gives me great pleasure to be here today for the signing of the framework, which will go into contributing into our 15 billion tree growing initiative as a country through the collaboration with the Safaricom Company Limited. Today will mark the beginning of concerted efforts by Safaricom Limited to contribute to our national goal to raise our tree cover from the current 12.3% to 30% by 2032. This goal by Safaricom will not only contribute to growth in tree cover, but will also enhance green jobs through community forest associations and youth groups that will be engaged to prepare and maintain the tree growing sites. And at this point, I will also say that we are encouraging our partners that for the supply of seedlings, these community forest associations are doing an incredible job of propagating seedlings. So let us make them our customers or clients in seedling procurement.
To the surprise of ourselves and what we can do, about a month ago, when we were deep into the crisis of the national and I think regional drought within the continent, I held a meeting with my staff. I happened to have my CEC here, who is responsible for water and environment, Mr. Korea. We held a cabinet meeting in the morning, and part of the crisis we are trying to resolve is how we are going to make sure that a school, a boarding school here in Kijabe, would not be closed down because they didn't have water. And we had to come up with urgent resolutions. People who live in the middle of this forest. I think that's a discussion that we are going to be having elsewhere and elsewhere. But let me say that to our two CEOs, the support and the fire you have lit this day by inspiring us to start this work within this area. I want to say congratulations and thank you very much for starting it. I assure you that I'll get as dirty as, if not more dirtier than you are, by planting 2 trees if you planted 1. And for us, Waziri, I also want to confirm as a county that we have also given ourselves targets. Indeed, the target for the county of Kiambu, my government, is 1.5 million trees for this year, ending next year.
Very happy to be here today. Environment conservation, as Steve has said, Steve, who is our External Affairs Director, is strongly linked with our purpose of Safaricom, which we always say we are a successful business, we are a household name, we are a ubiquitous brand, but we have been connected with community in this country and will continue to be, whether in the way that we connect people to people or people to knowledge, or in the way we support through our foundations various initiatives through whether that is in health or education. But also environment has been a big part of what we have always supported. So our tree growing is part of our response to mitigating the effects of climate change. And through this program, as you'll have heard from my colleagues, we'll plant 5 million trees by 2025. So we've already planted 1 million, so we have 4 to go. Today we planted 300, so you can imagine it will take all of us to be able to plant the next 4 million. But it's not just about planting trees. You'll see in the videos about growing trees. We want to look after those trees for at least 5 years. And that's the reason why the Community Forest Association, the Kenya Forest Association, the ministry, our partners are very important. So thank you, Absa, thank you, Huawei, thank you, everyone who is partnering with us. And if we did plant 5 million trees, it will help us offset about a quarter of our emissions. You'll have heard Steve saying we are also looking at our sites, you know, our towers that you see across the country. We will be putting a lot of those sites on solar instead of using diesel.